Back with Max here for another segment of Tape Don't Lie. We're going to talk Texas, right? We're getting into the Red River rivalry game against Oklahoma. Both teams limp into this contest off losses. And I want to start with Juwan Mitchell because when it comes to guy to clean it up, I think he's a guy that can clean up a lot of messes for Texas as long as he's in the game, got ejected for targeting against TCU.
Yeah, got to stay in the game first and foremost to be able to be an impact player, but we're seeing it right here, what he can do for this defense. Mike, me and you have talked about one-on-one matchups and winning one-on-one matchups. We've also talked about eye candy in the backfield and how offenses can use that to their advantage. We're seeing that right here. Mitchell's not fooled. He's playing point guard. He's playing quarterback for the defense, directing people where to go, and then he wins his one-on-one matchup. This center is getting chewed out in the film room this week for not getting to the second level on his combination block. But it's not entirely his fault. Juwan Mitchell's a great player with speed and size, beats the center to get to the point of attack, makes a play, and gets a TFL.
Yeah, I love this. This is just a good play. And you got Joseph Asai coming from the backside. And then we get Mitchell lined up on the outside here. And the way he's able to turn this play back inside, I think that's just good football.
If an offense lines up a tight end on you, one-on-one, that should be you should take that offensive as a defensive player, especially when you pride yourself on physicality. They go one-on-one with Mitchell, not a physical tight end on him. I've been impressed with what I've seen with him on the edge. You can tell they're trying to get him around the ball. He sets the edge, makes a play, and on 3rd and 1, this is a huge play. This is fringe red zone. If they move the sticks here, these are the type of plays that can change the course of the game. We saw it come down to really one play in this ball game. But when you're an impact player, it doesn't necessarily have to be on offense. It can be right here, setting the edge and making a tackle for loss.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think it's also good that I love that you mentioned these are the type of plays that can change a game, because if they pick up this first down, maybe they pick up another score. Maybe the game's not even as close as it could have been because they may march that ball in and put some points on the board. And then when it also comes to clean it up, I think about this. Texas hasn't had a guy in terms of a pass rush guy really since Jackson Jeffcoat, and that's a long time. And to not have a premier pass rusher in that time period means you got to get creative. Here you see that weak side cowboy disrupting the throw.
And credit their defensive coordinator, Chris Ash, for this. He's dialing up a corner cat. Little X's and O's for you as a quarterback. Anytime I saw the safety outside the hash to the boundary, look how far outside he is. That smells corner cat coming. Texas dials it up. TCU slides their offensive line to the right. They don't account for the corner cat. This is a great job by Texas. They're always going to have athletes, and you got to do something, especially when you're getting beat up defensively. You're struggling to get off the field, struggling to make tackles. This is a win by the entire defensive unit, especially when you're playing a quarterback like a Max Duggan, who is a younger quarterback, not a lot of experience. Same's going to be the case for Oklahoma and Spencer Rattler. Duggan should have got that ball out hot. Doesn't happen, but those are the type of pressures that are going to hurt young quarterbacks.
Yeah, and then here we've got DeMarvion Overshown, and listen, he slips on this blitz. This is 6-man pressure. I love the 5-man pressure because you see that defensive end bail out and get into the pass coverage. But try to cover that screen actually. But I love the fact that he slipped and he still gets there. This is effective blitzing. This is effective defensive play calling.
Without a doubt. I love that word, effective. And that's what Ash is giving you. New defensive coordinator, new flair. I love that defense. They disguised the defense very well, disguised the blitz very well. No one was creeping until the ball was snapped. So great job there. And we've seen a corner cat. We've seen 2 interior blitzes by the Mike linebackers. And here we're seeing a little end over game, right? They're trying to dial up a pressure, and that's exactly what they do. The ability to mix up pressures is going to be a lot to handle for younger quarterbacks. It's going to be the same case for Spencer Rattler and an Oklahoma offensive line that struggle a little bit. Credit Texas here, and this is team ball for a defensive line. All these defensive lines kind of as some sort of a pick play to have a guy loop around and bring pressure in the face of Duggan. Great job here by the defense.
Yeah, they got pressure on Max Duggan. I think that was pretty clear. The thing that I'm looking for as we go into this Red River game, do you think Spencer Rattler has the wherewithal to handle or be ready to combat all of these different looks that Texas is going to give him? And how important is Creed Humphrey, the center, going to be in this ball game?
Yeah, Mike, me and you, we've talked about Creed for a couple of years now. He's a stud. He's going to have to get those guys going. But one thing with Lincoln Riley, what's he been great at the past couple of years? Giving his quarterback answers. And when teams blitz, when teams pressure you, you got to allow your quarterback to have answers and have hot routes to get the ball out of his hands. I would expect that to be a point of emphasis for Oklahoma this week and for Spencer Rattler at the quarterback position to get the ball out of his hands, don't hold on to it, and allow those weapons that Oklahoma has to really work for you.